Hey guys, in this Satisfactory video, I will help teach you about oil and your fuel generators and your power supply issues that you might have when first unlocking your oil and your generators and stuff like that. And I'll try and make it simple for you, so let's get into it right now. The simple part is your extractor works fine. You have it going and it goes into your refinery. The numbers are perfect. They add up. You can divide it easily. You know, if you have a good node, you divide it in two and it works 60 parts per minute type deal. When it comes into here, nothing to worry about. Now you get into the fuel part. The fuel is 40 parts per minute, and then when you look at your things here, these guys at 100% only use 12 per minute. So your generator is using 12 per minute and you're producing 40, and if you divide that out, it's 3.3 generators, and that is a lot of work to do, and I don't want to do that. Do you want to do that? Do you want to split this thing, your output, into 4 different ways and then try and add them up with other ones so you can maximize your use of your oil and get your power out? No, I don't think so. 3.3 is a bad number. We do not like it, and I have 2 fixes for you. Easily done. So if you have extra power slugs and you don't want to build a whole bunch of power supplies, like a huge amount of power supplies, refineries or whatever you want to call them, the fuel generators right there, they take a lot of materials and at the start. And if you have extra slugs, you can overclock them and fix this issue. So if you overclock these fuel generators at 194%, you are using almost 20 parts per minute, which cuts it in half out of the 40 that you are producing. So I'm producing the exact amount, or pretty much the exact amount I need of my fuel. And you say, hey, you overclock stuff, you lose your power. Not so with fuel generators. Fuel generators just use more or less fuel to run them. So, 12, you divide it in half, 12 and 12 is 24, and this isn't using 24, it's using not I didn't have to times it in half, sorry, if you're using double, close to 200% type deal. And you're worried about the power. Okay, these things at 100% produce 150 watts of power. And as you can see, if this is at 100% and this is producing only 250, it should be producing 300 power supply, as it says right here, right? I should be at 291 watts at my current overclocking speed, but I'm only getting the 249. That's because it's using less fuel than it normally would at that overclock speed. So that's not an equal ratio, and that is how the fuel generators fix it themselves. So you're not losing any power. So if you take that 3.3 that you're getting off this 40 right here, if you just want to know, you take your 40 here, you divide that by 12 or whatever, you get 3.3, and 3.3 times 150 is pretty much 500, and you split this into 2 and you overclock it, you are getting 250, pretty much, close enough, and so you're getting 500. You're not losing any power. You're just using less fuel to cover it, which works out perfectly fine. So you're not losing any power when you overclock this. You are just cutting this down to 2 simple power supplies for one refinery, and you get 2 generators. Nice and simple. But hey, that's not all. If you do not have, a whole bunch of extra, what do you call these things? Power shards. If you don't have a whole bunch of extra power shards to run all these things, because I have 8 of them here and they're all running at the 194% magic number to equal out my 4. Oh, that's a nice saving there. There we go. Equal out the nice 4 generators I have running. Refineries I have running, get that right. And you want to split them off a little bit better. You can underclock and do the same thing, but you're going to have to split each of these lines into 4. So instead of doing 3.3, you want a simple fix and you don't want to overclock. You're going to get the same amount of power if you overclock or you underclock. That is a neat thing about these fuel generators. So if you want to split your line into 4, just one refinery, you can split it into 4, and you can go into here. You need to start underclocking, and the underclock magic number for that is 79%, I think. Yeah, there it is, 10.01 thing. So you can run this thing at 79% effectiveness, and you will be using your 40 parts per minute. You divided it by 4, nice and simple. You're underclocking, but hey, you're not You would think, oh, what about the power? You're going to lose power. No, because you see the number there, 125? I don't need a calculator for that. Do you? 125 times 4 is 500. You're getting a little bit more power out of this. Well, that's because you got the 0.1 difference there or something like that. But yeah, you're getting the full 500 watts out of here, and you're underclocking it. So you put this thing at 79%, you can divide it into 4. And without overclocking. I just like to overclock it because I got 2 there. So let's fix that before I wreck my lines. Yeah, 194% if you want to divide it by 2, and 79% if you want to divide this one refinery by 4 and make your life easy, and you will not lose any power or gain any power either way. So that is a simple use of maximize the full use of all your oil that you're getting and turn it into power without making your life difficult. Turn it into 4, overclock it 194%. I mean, turn it into 4 and underclock it at 79%. Or overclock it at 194% and do 2. Getting a little bit tongue-tied. But yeah, you get the idea. Overclocking and underclocking is magic on power. Power does this. I should check it for coal instead of just fuel generators. I wonder if the coal does that too, but I don't want to get with the headache with changing my coal lines around and doing that for their power thing. Yeah, pretty much when you get to oil, I'm going to destroy them all, maybe eventually, if I need more steel. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this tip helps you out with this overclocking and underclocking on your fuel generators, and you got those magic numbers to make everything simpler for yourself. And thanks for watching. See you next time.